Welcome back to the cryptoworld channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now the breakout is here, not only for the price of Bitcoin, but also for the daily Bitcoin RSI, which is sending us a huge signal that we need to pay attention to. So in just a moment, I'll be giving you a quick update on my 250k Bitcoin long position and Ethereum as usual later in the video, which is lagging behind Bitcoin right now, alongside Solana, which is actually already breaking out to the upside in the short term. So I'll be talking about all of that and more later in the video, so definitely watch to the end. First of all, just before getting into the Bitcoin charts today, we need to talk about the Bitcoin ETF news today, because on Friday we saw a massive net inflow, and this was actually Grayscale's first ever daily inflow. And if we're actually taking a look at the numbers for the Bitcoin ETFs over this past week from Monday to Friday, obviously the start of the week and throughout most of the week, we saw decent net outflows. And so obviously 2 videos ago on the channel, I shared that massive net outflow that we saw on Wednesday. And of course, on Wednesday and earlier in the week, we were seeing bearish price action when we were seeing those large outflows. But as I also mentioned here on the channel, anything less than around $100 million, either inflows or outflows, anything less than 100 million in a single day isn't really going to have a major impact on the price. And so that's why I didn't really mention the Thursday numbers, because they were kind of irrelevant. They were very small in either direction. But once again, we saw a massive net inflow on Friday with a net inflow of nearly $400 million US, more specifically around 378 million US dollars coming into the Bitcoin ETFs just on Friday. And it's not like this was just one big inflow from BlackRock or Fidelity. This was actually spread out across pretty much all of the ETFs, even Grayscale, which is the first time we have ever seen that happen. Because basically every single weekday where the stock market's open and the Bitcoin ETFs have been trading, we've always seen outflows coming out of Grayscale, because they had a lot of Bitcoin in their ETF and very high fees. So a lot of Bitcoin, a lot of outflows were leaving Grayscale. And so basically over the last few months, ever since January when the Bitcoin ETFs actually launched, we were seeing pretty much daily sell pressure from Grayscale with massive outflows basically every single weekday. But once again, this is the first time ever that we are potentially starting to see a reversal with the first ever inflow into Grayscale, which is something important to take note of. But anyway, with that being said, getting into the Bitcoin charts today, looking at the larger time frames, and over the last one day, not much has really changed here on the larger time frames like the 3-day chart or the weekly chart. And so if you're new to the channel and you want to know more about these charts right here, then check out my last video here on the channel to find out more. And so getting straight into the daily Bitcoin chart, taking a look at the daily Bitcoin RSI, and over the last one day, we have now officially confirmed the breakout in the daily Bitcoin RSI above this descending line of resistance. And so on the daily time frame, this is technically a sign of strength for the price of Bitcoin. And as we've seen previously, when we see a major breakout in the daily Bitcoin RSI above a major descending line of resistance, that usually happens at the very beginning of the next major move to the upside over the next couple of months or so in the price of Bitcoin. And it usually also happens after we have already experienced a decent pullback in the price of Bitcoin, which is exactly what we just saw. And so this is very normal price action to see even during a larger bullish trend. And once again, seeing this signal confirm here in the daily Bitcoin RSI, that's basically telling us that we are potentially about to begin the next leg to the upside in the bull market. But it's important to understand that during these legs to the upside in the larger bull market, of course, we can see some red days here and there. Because once again, this is on the daily time frame, and if you're looking at the candlesticks, obviously during these bullish moves, there are some red candles every now and again. And so that is important to understand for anyone that might be new to all of this. Obviously, even though we might be starting the next leg to the upside in the bull market, we can still have some short-term pullbacks here and there, some red days here and there. But basically, if the trend and momentum is bullish, then we're going to have more green days than red days, and the green days are usually going to be larger than the red days during a bull market. And if we're taking a look at this daily Bitcoin chart, right now the price of Bitcoin is attempting a breakout to the upside. We're still right on the edge of potentially confirming a breakout. And at the time of recording this video, the price of Bitcoin has not yet actually confirmed the breakout from this falling wedge pattern on the daily time frame. because at least as of right now, we still need to confirm at least a daily candle close above this descending line of resistance, which is sitting at around 64,000. But even though we have not yet fully confirmed this breakout in the price of Bitcoin from this falling wedge pattern, obviously we are getting extremely close to potentially confirming the breakout because the price is basically on the very edge of this breakout level. And if we actually confirm this breakout right here in the price of Bitcoin, then in that case, that would set up a technical price target for this falling wedge pattern, which is basically targeting these highs right here at around 72 to 74,000. And so once again, if we see a strong daily candle close above 64,000, then expect a move potentially up towards these highs once again, potentially in the next few weeks or so. And in order to actually invalidate this pattern altogether, we will need to first confirm a breakout and then see a confirmed break back below the point of the breakout in order to invalidate the breakout and invalidate the pattern, which obviously right now has not happened. We have not even confirmed the initial breakout, at least as of right now. But once again, just reminding you that the DXY has already started a major pullback to the downside, as I've talked about over the last few days, which is another bullish signal for the price of Bitcoin. But at the time of recording this video, the DXY is currently not trading. That market is currently closed, which basically means we don't really have any new updates for the DXY as of right now. But once again, if this pullback continues as we've seen over the last few days in the DXY, then continue to expect more of a bullish reversal in the price of Bitcoin, as I've already been saying since much lower prices. And something else that I've been talking about since much lower prices over the last few days, since all the way back down here, is this short-term bullish divergence on the 2-hour time frame, which has been actively playing out all the way up until basically right now. But considering the fact that the 2-hour Bitcoin RSI is currently brushing against overbought territories, I would not necessarily expect this bullish divergence to continue to play out really any longer. And now, obviously, that does not mean that the bullish price action is going to definitely completely stop right here, because obviously we can see other bullish signals on the chart, like a pullback in this DXY or like a breakout from this bullish pattern. But essentially, considering that this bullish divergence is not really actively playing out anymore with the RSI overbought, we kind of need to see those other bullish signals on the other charts in order to expect more bullish price action for the price of Bitcoin. And just giving you a quick update on my Bitcoin long position, which I've already been sharing on the channel since all the way back down here. First of all, around 2 to 3 days ago now on the channel, all the way back down here, I was already sharing that my trading strategy in the short term is to scale into a Bitcoin long position. And then I actually shared this trade in my last video. And so once again, this is still currently a $250,000 Bitcoin long position, currently sitting around 20,000 US dollars in profits. And as you can see right here, and as I also shared in my last video, my stop loss for this trade is already sitting slightly in profits above my entry, which means even in the worst case scenario, if the Bitcoin price just crashes right now, that would hit my stop loss and close the trade in profits. And as of right now, I'm simply leaving this Bitcoin long position open due to multiple bullish signals that we're seeing flashing on the chart right now, and especially if we confirm this breakout for the falling wedge. Then once again, in that case, I'll simply continue to trade that move to the upside towards these highs once again as the next major price target if we confirm this breakout. And potentially at some major levels of resistance, if I start to see the price of Bitcoin running into some major levels of resistance or hitting major price targets, and then if the price starts sort of struggling around those levels, I may take some short-term profits out of this long position. And usually what I also do is as the trade moves further and further into profits, I also slowly move my stop loss further and further into profits. And so that eventually when we see some sort of crash back to the downside, that will just trigger my stop loss and exit the trade in massive profits. And so once again, that is my trading strategy for Bitcoin right now. That is my current trade that I've already been talking about since much lower prices over the last 3 to 4 days or so. And if you want to take Bitcoin trades just like this, no matter if the price is bullish or bearish, you can use long positions in the bullish direction or short positions in the bearish direction to profit no matter what direction the price goes. Then in that case, if you want to take trades like this, check out Bybit, link down below, which is the exchange that I'm trading on right now. And if you use that link down below this video to make a Bybit account and deposit on that account, then you can get up to a $30,000 deposit bonus, but only if you use that link down below this video. And also, if you use that link, it'll take you to this page right here where you can claim an exclusive 200 USDT airdrop position, which is basically a free 200 USDT trade when you're making your first trade on Bybit, but only if you use that link down below this video. And so if you're going to be trading crypto anyway, you might as well check this out. Once again, first link down below this video. But for whatever reason, if you cannot access Bybit or if you cannot KYC on Bybit, there is also Bitflex, which is another crypto exchange similar to Bybit, but you don't need KYC for Bitflex. And so I'll also make sure to leave a link to Bitflex down below this video as an alternative crypto exchange. And if we're taking a quick look at the Bitcoin liquidation heat map, we can see right now the price of Bitcoin has already liquidated a lot of short positions over the last one day. And this is exactly what I was talking about over the last few days. Since much lower prices, once again, I was exactly talking about a short squeeze coming, and this is now the short squeeze playing out as expected. And as of right now, we still have a major area of liquidity at around 64.8k approximately. And so there's still a pretty good chance that we could take out that liquidity just above the current price. And also, if we're zooming out to much larger timeframes, we can see massive areas of liquidity to the upside. First of all, a major multi-billion-dollar area of liquidity sitting at around 67,500 approximately. And another significant area of liquidity sitting in between around 71,500 to 72,000. And so basically those areas of liquidity above the current price are kind of acting as magnets for the price of Bitcoin, pulling the price towards those levels. And also once the price of Bitcoin crosses above those levels on the chart, then billions of dollars of short positions will get liquidated, which can send the price much higher in a major short squeeze. And so this is definitely something important to pay attention to, especially if we break this level right here, which is sitting at around 67,500. So basically this high right here. And so if we break out above that high right there, we could quickly return up towards the all-time highs at around 74,000. And if we're taking a quick look at the Bitcoin and crypto funding rates across multiple different exchanges, right now, a lot of the funding rates are still either below neutral, if not negative. And so as I've also been talking about over the last few days, these negative funding rates are another ingredient for a short squeeze. And I explained in more detail about the funding rates in my last couple of videos here on the channel. So if you're new to the channel and you want to know more about these funding rates, then check out my last couple of videos here on the channel. And with that being said, getting into the Ethereum part of this video, this is on the daily time frame, and right now the price of ETH is continuing the short-term bounce from this descending line of support, which was sitting at around 2.9k. And so right now we're basically right in the middle of this falling wedge pattern in between the support and the resistance, with this resistance line sitting close to 3.3k. And so basically right now the price of ETH is potentially just lagging behind Bitcoin. Obviously Bitcoin is already at that resistance line, getting very close to confirming a potential breakout. Whereas obviously the price of ETH at the moment is indeed lagging behind. We still have a way to go before actually hitting that resistance and then eventually confirming a breakout if we confirm candle closes above that resistance. And if we actually confirm that breakout above this line of resistance, then that would set up a bullish price target at this local high, sitting at around 4,000 to 4.1k. But once again, as of right now, that potential price target is not yet active. It is not yet in play and not yet confirmed because we have not yet confirmed the breakout above this resistance. And if we're taking a look at the 8-hour time frame, right now the price of ETH is still continuing that short-term bounce from this area of support that I've mentioned recently here on the channel. And once again, we are also bouncing from oversold territories in the 8-hour Ethereum RSI, which is also something else that I mentioned here on the channel. And so basically, if I give my analysis for the price of ETH right now in the short term, it would basically be the exact same thing as I said yesterday, because nothing has really changed right now. Because as of right now, the price has not confirmed any new signals or any new breakouts or breakdowns below support or above resistance. And so if you want to know more about the price of ETH and what we could expect in the short term, then check out my last video here on the channel to find out more about these charts. And so if we're taking a look at the price of Solana on the 8-hour time frame, unlike the price of ETH, Solana has actually just confirmed a new signal that we need to pay attention to. And as of right now, this is one initial 8-hour candle close, at least slightly above this descending line of resistance. Now, ideally, we need to see a little bit more confirmation, like at least an extra 8-hour candle close above this resistance, or even better, a daily candle close above this line of resistance. But basically, this descending line of resistance was sitting at around $144, and so far, at the time of recording this video, we're trading slightly above that level, but we still have more resistance above the current price, sitting in between 150 to 155, and another level of resistance at around 160, and another area of resistance in between 167 to 172. And so just to keep that in mind, obviously the price could still struggle at those levels right there. But basically, once we start confirming a breakout above some of these resistance levels, like for example above 160 and ideally back above 172, at those stages we can start to become much more confident that the price is actually starting to reverse in the bullish direction out of this short-term pullback or short-term bearish trend into a new short-term bullish trend, also known as another leg to the upside in the larger bull market. And also, we potentially have a massive bullish divergence right here on the 8-hour time frame, which is something else that I talked about recently here on the channel a few days ago. Because as we can see here, we have confirmed higher lows in the 8-hour Solana RSI, while also confirming lower lows in the price action in the candle closes. And so this is also potentially playing out right now, basically a massive bullish divergence resulting in a bullish relief in the price. And once again, if you want to trade these moves in the price of any crypto, check out those links down below this video to claim those extra bonuses. And if you want to actually know how to trade crypto, no matter if the price is bullish, bearish, or chopping around sideways, then make sure to watch these videos popping up right here on your screen. The video in the top left shows you how you can profit from bullish or bearish price action using long positions or short positions. And the video in the bottom left shows you how you can easily profit from choppy sideways price action. But anyway, that is everything that I have to say for today. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.